The first thing Lin was aware of was the silence, a heavy, pressing quiet that felt different from before. He pushed himself up, a groan escaping his lips, and noticed movement in the corners of the room. The shadows, once static, now writhed and stretched toward him as if in greeting, drawn to him like iron filings to a magnet. He lifted a hand, intrigued, and watched as a sphere of absolute darkness, a perfect void, formed in his palm. It didn't reflect light, it consumed it. A wide, dangerous grin spread across his face, feral and unrestrained. "Oh, this is new." Amira's eyes fluttered open next, but the familiar brown irises were gone, replaced by pools of shifting, vibrant purple energy. She didn't see the cold stone of the chamber or her friends stirring beside her. Her vision was a cascade of glowing runes, complex equations, and arcane symbols that wove together to form the very fabric of reality. It was overwhelming, a tidal wave of information flooding her senses, yet it felt exhilaratingly natural. "Whoa!" she breathed, a giddy, almost overwhelmed laugh bubbling up from her chest. "I can see everything!" The source code of the whole universe. Sinju rose last, his movements graceful and serene. As his bare feet touched the stone floor, a miracle bloomed. Vibrant green moss instantly spread from the point of contact, racing across the ground to cover it in a lush, living carpet. He looked down at his hands, which now glowed with a gentle, emerald light that pulsed in a steady rhythm like a cosmic heartbeat. A profound connection settled over him. He could feel the life force of every blade of grass under his feet, every minuscule insect hiding in the cracks, every living thing for miles around, all singing a harmonious chorus in his mind. "Check this out," Lin boasted, his voice echoing with newfound power. He casually flicked the small orb of darkness at a nearby wall, expecting a scorch mark at most. But the orb didn't hit the wall. It didn't collide or explode. It simply erased that section of reality, leaving a perfectly circular hole that looked out into a swirling, star-filled void beyond space and time. "Whoops," he said, his tone utterly devoid of remorse. Panicked, Amira waved her hand, trying to mend the tear in the world's code. Instead, she fumbled the command, and the remaining wall dissolved into a cascade of fluttering, crystalline butterflies that filled the air with silent, shimmering light. "You are desecrating this plane." The new voice was a thunderclap, booming with metallic authority that vibrated through their very bones. A pillar of pure golden light descended into the center of the room, and from it, a towering figure in ancient gleaming armor materialized. It held no weapon, yet its presence was heavier than any mountain, an immovable object of cosmic law. It was the Warden, and its gaze was one of cold, unwavering judgment. The Warden pointed a gauntleted finger at them, the gesture carrying the weight of a divine decree. When you shattered the god, its essence had nowhere to go. It filled the nearest empty vessels. The armored head tilted, observing their chaotic new powers with an impassive stare. "You are no longer mortals. You are the Trinity of Imbalance." The title hung in the air. A condemnation and a terrifying new identity rolled into one. "You have two choices," the Warden declared, its voice stripped of all emotion, a pure instrument of cosmic will. "Learn to control the cosmic forces you now contain, or be sealed away for eternity before you unmake reality itself." It paused, letting the impossible weight of their situation settle upon them. "The choice is yours, but your world will not survive your education. You must leave." The three of them stood frozen, staring at the impassive golden figure. They hadn't won. They hadn't saved the day. They had just become the new world-ending crisis.